It is time to go racing again. Unlimited Lights Heat 2A. Let's check out those boats taking part here today. The Graham Trucking Boat with Greg Hopp aboard. TravelZone.com and Chris Grant. The U.S. Army, this time it's Vince Sidaro in the pilot seat. Interstate Batteries with Ryan Mallow, who won earlier today. Foster Care Vitamin Water with Kaylee Perkins. This should be a pretty good Heat 2A. As we come out, those are the Muckleshoot lineups. And as we come out and take a look at the course, that's Heat 2A.
Unlimited Lights Heat 2A is presented for Seafair by Sickle Steel Crane. Quality lifting service since 1937.
Now here is the race course. Inside of 30 seconds. Again, a little bit choppy. The wind is picking up. And there is your temperature. It's a toasty 87 degrees. Let's head down to the start-finish line and Mike Fitzsimmons.
Well, this should be a dandy. We've got the two best supercharged boats and the best of the normally aspirated boats running with Kaylee Perkins at the wheel. Inside, it's going to be Vince Sidaro in the 9 boat, the U.S. Army Napa Auto Parts. Lane number 2, it's Kaylee. Lane number 3, it's going to be the Interstate Batteries with Ryan Mallow. And lane number 4, it's going to be the Graham Trucking with Greg Hopp. Both Hopp and Mallow a little late to the starting line, but Mallow seems to have a good head of steam as they move down to that first corner. But Kaylee in the lane number 2 also has an excellent position, although she's pretty tight on that rooster tail.
I think what we're going to end up seeing is a race between these two boats, the boats on yellow boats on the outside, and the 2 boats on the inside. The 2 boats on the inside, those 2 boats right there are naturally aspirated. The boats on the outside have supercharged. Could be 2 separate races.
Kaylee Perkins with a slight lead, but a whole lot more horsepower on the outside goes to Ryan Mallow. Now as that Interstate Batteries overtakes the boat to the Foster Care Vitamin Water boat in the upper corner, though Kaylee keeps the pedal down and is going to come out of the corner virtually side by side with Ryan Mallow. This is a great head-to-head duel. These 2 boats are very, very competitive in their own specific designations. As you see, they come across the start-finish line virtually dead even. Very, very quickly as well, Pat O'Day, 102 miles an hour.
We're looking at such a sensational driver of the future in Kaylee Perkins. Underpowered, yet she somehow gets the most out of that red boat every time around.
And Japanauer, she is really in a boat race right now, because on the outside now, Ryan Mallow's got some horsepower, and Kaylee's going to have to really put her foot in it.
As a driver, you can only do so much. She did everything she can do. She beat Mallow at the start line. She has the inside. She's driving a great race, but hey, brute horsepower sometimes just rules the roost.
And at this point now, of course, he's completed 1 lap, so if he can get overlap, then Ryan Mallow can move in on Kaylee, and we can have a little pinching going on a little closer than the boat on the outside would otherwise have been permitted to do. There you see the lead that Mallow has over Kaylee Perkins at this time. It's a full rooster tail. He could now come across, but I don't think he's going to need to do that. He's got plenty of speed.
Now, what Kaylee Perkins has got to start to worry about now is third. If you look back here, you see that third-place boat, again, with a supercharged and a lot more horsepower trying to run down Kaylee.
That's exactly right. That is Greg Hopp in the Graham Trucking Happy-Go-Lucky, and he's trying to reel her in if he can. At the moment, however, Ryan Mallow has everything going his way in the Interstate Batteries, and he is in contention for 2nd place in the overall national points.
Kaylee's just gone dead in the water.
Kaylee popped something, yep, and the 2 yellow boats now are all by themselves out there. Kaylee Perkins' boat. No, that is not Kaylee.
No, that's not Kaylee Perkins.
That is not Kaylee. That's the 3 boat, the TravelZone.com.
Right.
That's Chris Grant, who, by the way, was in 2nd place points-wise. All right, the win goes to the Interstate Batteries. 2nd place is going to be the Graham Trucking. That Interstate Battery boat had a very, very strong run. Kaylee, well, now wait a minute.
No, there's
Kaylee?
2 red boats down.
Kaylee is down also.
We've got the 2 yellow, which is interesting because usually it's the non-supercharged boats. You're seeing Kaylee Perkins right there with the non-supercharged boats. They are usually more reliable than the supercharged boats. So it's interesting that it's the naturally aspirated boats that are breaking and not the big supercharged boats.
Kaylee was 2 3/4 laps toward a 2nd place finish when headed for the floating bridge. The engine gave way. That's a shame.
Unfortunately for her, now that's going to hurt. Now she's out. She was at the beginning of the race out 1,955 points. So toward the national high point, she's still going to have a comfortable lead. But toward winning here on Lake Washington, things start to look bad because you need to have the points to be able to get into the final, or she may have to do it in the heat that is of course the wild card tomorrow, because she will not score any points this time.
It is interesting, though.
Kaylee has never actually won in Seattle. As great of career as she's had, and a skyrocketing career, as great as the year she's had this year, not been beat. She's never won in Seattle, and trust me, in that family, winning in Seattle would mean a lot. She's looking at the back of the boat, and that usually means it's a propeller. And when you're in the boat, an engine malfunction feels much different than a propeller malfunction because of the vibration difference. So usually if a propeller breaks, sometimes this whole back of the boat can be busted, the deck up, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of damage. The boat doesn't look like it's taking on water, so at this point we don't know if it's engine or propeller.
Being an unabashed Kaylee fan, she was ahead of 2 other supercharged boats when her engine expired. She was chasing Mallow. She was doing another great job.
Well, she did. Maybe she made a mistake that I never made, and that she got engaged. You see what happens when you get engaged between boat races? Your engine breaks. So maybe that was the problem.
Well, it looked like it was going to be a pretty tight race. Then all of a sudden at the end of the race, that's where they got interesting. The spin out there by Chris Grant in the travel zone. Going dead, Kaylee Perkins out there on the course. She climbs out. The winner, unofficially, Ryan Mallow in the Interstate Batteries boat, and he's with our Jenny Hogan.
Yeah, Steve, Ryan, 2 heats, 2 wins today.
Yeah, 800 points, pretty exciting win in the second heat. We had some really good competition, so we're pretty happy right now.
Yeah, people were saying that's a precursor to might be in the finals. Anything you're going to do different?
Well, we've been on the opposite. We've had bad luck and done really good in the finals, too. So I'm just going to kind of continue to do what I've been doing, I guess, and see how it pays off tomorrow.
Great. Well, good luck. Thanks. Back to you, Steve.
So that was again yesterday. Here are your Muckleshoot Casino official results with the Interstate Batteries, Graham Trucking, U.S. Army, Super Travel Zone, and Foster Care Vitamin Water not finishing. Neither of those 2 boats finishing there at the end.